Hello, my darlings. How are you all doing? I hope that you're having a good day. I wanted to pop on today because I felt called to do a love reading. Why? Well, this week when we did the weekly energy read, it was heavily leaning into that energy for the collective, like focusing on relationships. Not every one of them romantic, but there was that undertow. And last night and this morning, I felt a shift in the divine feminine energy. Peace. I felt peace for twin flame energy within the collective as well. There's been a shift in twin flame energy, and I thought, you know what? Because of that, because I felt those things, and because I felt called to, I'm going to follow my intuition, and we are going to spend some time together in my boudoir in an intimate setting, and we're going to have a look at romance for the collective for this week. I did it so that it's a 4-card spread on the top and then keywords for the bottom for each card. Do the cards have a question attached to each one? No. What I've started doing is just asking for a message, and then whatever comes out, I then just go with the flow of what comes out when I speak and channel the message from spirit through the cards. So let's get to it, shall we? We're going to have a look at the collective's love reading for this week. Firstly, we have Making Magic. Now, if you remember in the energy reading this week, on the Monday we had 7 of Swords, and it was talking about betrayal and deception, about stealth, and about really thinking about your truth. Going within, it was talking about shadow energy and allowing yourself to percolate. The message for the Monday was to keep your cards close to your chest and allow yourself the time to think about things. Because if you speak your truth without thinking about the message, you run the risk of a garbled message, and then the truth that you really want to get across, that you've taken the time within yourself to come to terms with and understand and experience. And this could be looking at yourself and your hang-ups, right? Why am I repeating the same pattern again? Because that wasn't my intention. Why am I not speaking my truth? What is holding me back from really investing in this connection? You know, maybe you two have had some form of disagreement, or you've been in separation, and that you've just come back together. But obviously when you went into separation, there were issues, right? So there's that nervousness, that dubious sussing out of intent and of moving forward together in union, right? It's not easy to get there, is it? But I actually posted about trust, and I said trust is always the best option. Not trust. I keep saying trust. Why do I keep saying trust? Truth is always the best option. Truth for Monday, truth for Tuesday. So Monday was about finding your truth. So, how do we find truth? Well, we go within. We think about our own behaviors, our own actions. We think about the other person's as well. We think about the energy of the situation. We try to clarify what it is that we want to say, to embody, to be. And, as I said, this is a romance reading, but in the general reading, that was the energy read this week, you can apply the energy to many areas of life, can't you? It's not just about relationships that you have with someone else in a romantic nature. Obviously, you can have trust issues with anyone. You can have issues with truth, issues with ignorance, not knowing what it is about yourself that you're having trouble with. Ignorance isn't an insult. To be ignorant of something means that you're just not aware of it. right? It's lacking the awareness. Monday was about clarity, seeking truth, awareness. This is locking in on the energies for the romantic energy for this week now. Okay, so we've gone from the weekly energy read and all possibilities to the collective reading today and zoning in on that. And when you look at today's energy, we have the Lovers. And that's what gave me the idea, because as much as it is about personal relationships today and making your choice, because yesterday was all about understanding truth. Today is about making the choice based on your understanding, based on your truth. And that's what the cards have been talking about this week. So the fact that trust comes out and our spirit saying to you, this is the time now where you need to believe in love. Believe in your destiny. Believe in yourself. Believe that you are healed enough, whole enough, and capable enough to be present in a new relationship or to rekindle one. Everything seems perfect and it's not an illusion. That's the first message for today. Please only take this if it resonates. This is a collective love reading, okay? So not everything is going to fit, and this won't be for everyone. If this reading's not for you, don't worry. I do readings all the time, and so do many other. There are many other wonderful tarot readers as well, and you can find yourself someone who will inspire you and will have the messages you need. If it's not me, it will be someone else. All right, but this is the message that I'm coming through with today, and it is for you to start trusting that not every relationship, not every connection is designed or there to hurt you. And I said that in a message the other day on my page, that it's about discernment. As much as you are here to have lessons and to learn from hardships and pain and from people that come temporarily into your life and who do disappear, there is the other side of the coin, that not every person is here to hurt you. Not every person is here to leave you. You are being shown, if you're having these fears, your abandonment wounds, where your fears are triggering you, is where you need to look, right? If someone's triggering you and you have a fear of abandonment and you're worried that they are going to hurt you like everybody else, they're going to leave you like everybody else, and already in your head, without even knowing how things are going to play out, you're already writing the end of the story before you've lived it. Spirit's saying, slow your roll. Hold off on that now. Take the time to do the healing work, but also open up to possibility. This is about opening to possibilities. Opening to the opportunities that you're being given. People don't just randomly show up in your life, right? Everyone comes in to teach you something. When we have a cycle repeat, relationship after relationship, is because there is a pain and a wounding within us that is being called to be seen, to be accepted, acknowledged, and resolved. We're not here to go bleeding through life on other people with our open wounds from our past. We're here to heal those wounds. We're here to become the whole wonderful being that we are, and know that we're not only capable of love, but worthy of receiving it as much as giving it. To know that we can do both in equal measure, unconditionally, unreservedly. But in order to do that, we need belief. So everything seems perfect, and it's not an illusion this time round. And do you know what the card is to go with that? Abundance. An abundance of love, an abundance of prosperity. Right? This is about seeing the abundance that you are worthy of receiving in life. This is about the cornucopia of wonders that are there to be had. It's not just an illusion. It's not a fantasy. that you're not entitled to have. It's not something that's going to disappear later. This time round, you are being asked to look at and acknowledge abundance, right? You're here to make magic. You're here to have abundance. You're here to experience beauty, love, happiness, joy, right? We all are in our own ways. Everybody is different. And I'm not saying we're all here to have the same experience, but we are human and we do have those needs and wants and drives because we are designed for connection. We are designed to share our space with another, to crave that closeness, that emotional availability, that depth, that, you know, and be able to open ourselves up and to trust the bond, to create the bond. And this is, in order for you to create a bond, you have to be open to making it. You have to trust that person enough to let them in. You have to trust yourself that you are healed enough to hold that energy in that space for something beautiful to grow. If there are imbalances, it's time to address them this week. Make magic. So we're going to move on to the next message. Do you remember I said today about speaking truth, about the Queen of Swords, and she was about wise counsel, being honest, using your intellect, but also being present with your truth, embodying your truth, right? Being the wise leader, leading the way for yourself to a deeper, more intimate and intense energy, right, to share with that person. And I said that some of you were having difficulties, didn't I? Do you remember me saying that in the readings? That some of the collective at the moment were having some form of disagreement or trying to see if they're on the same page as each other. Very tentative in the early stages of union. And Spirit saying, be honest. Speak softly to disarm any dispute or confusion. This is about being patient. This is about building a firm foundation for you both, okay? Because in order for you to have delight, which is the key word, did I put it upside down? Yes, I did. Delight, which is the key word for this, right? Delight will come from resolving things, doesn't it? You're going to be on cloud 9. If you can get over this bump in the road towards union, my darling twin flames, if you can actually start communicating effectively, because I feel like for some of you it has been an issue, then you can move on together. But it's about being vital, having vitality, but also being a vital piece of their life and them yours. It is about being able to trust each other. It's about coming together. It's part of the process, building a firm base. What do I say? 4 pillars: honesty, trust, communication, and respect. Right? Very important. Honesty, trust, communication, and respect. The 4 pillars. In order to build, you must have a firm foundation so that you can nurture growth. Trust, support, playful. So we've got trust twice in this reading. We've got honesty and trust being spoken about here. This is key this week for the collective. Honesty and trust. You cannot trust someone without honesty, right? In order to be trustworthy, you have to be honest and a person of your word. It's about consistency. This is really an important key word for this week: consistency. In order to actually build a relationship, you must be consistent. You can have micro consistencies. It doesn't have to be big sweeping gestures on a regular basis. It's about the everyday. It's about making time. making space, emotional space, showing that emotional space in how you communicate, what you say, how often you say. Are you openly thinking and caring about that person without having to be told? Are they doing that for you? Right? It's those early stages of seeing where you are, as much as it is about coming back together and resolving issues that previously put you apart. It does not matter where you land on this spectrum. The underlying core values and principles to a good relationship always remain, because it's truth, trust, honesty, communication, respect. Attend to your bond with love and patience. There we go. Again, word patience twice in this reading today. Twice. Trust twice. Patience twice. Being supportive. But it's not just being supportive to that other person. It's being supportive to your own needs, to your own worth. Because at the end of the day, my loves, you are responsible for your own happiness and your own needs and your own truth. You're responsible for that, not the other person. They're not there to complete you. You are to complete yourself, to speak for yourself, to accept what you need, what you want, but also reject what is not right for you. Just as much as what is right for you, you accept, you reject what is wrong. You cannot self-sacrifice for love when it comes to boundaries, when it comes to if you're not feeling happy. You have a right not to feel happy if that person's made you unhappy. Doesn't mean you have a right to create a major drama from a molehill, but you have every right to your feelings, your emotions, to your own needs. Are you lining up with that person? This is what this week has been talking about. So, from the week, from today actually, the key word for today and in this reading, release. I think it's today. Either that or tomorrow. No, it is today. Release was today from the energy reading. So, we have the beautiful card of release. This is about talking and resolving your issue this week. This is about coming together. Release what does not serve. Make room for what does. Nurture the growth between you. This is about growth. And, you know, we start with the opening card of making magic, right? And trusting this connection and allowing yourself to actually open up to love. I always say to people, you can't have what it is you desire if you're closed off to what you desire. Two can't occupy the same space, can they? So if your fears are holding you back, and that is what was spoken about this week by Spirit, if you are focusing on an irrational fear that is blocking your path, you are holding yourself back from your own desires. And so Spirit said this week, you need to look at that and say to yourself, right, okay, maybe I need to do some healing work, examine where the source of that fear came from, and, you know, coach myself through its irrationality, or tell my mind it no longer has a place in my life, that it's actually working against me rather than serving me now. Old programs need to be let go of when it comes to our ego and our mind, because we learn them, we create them, we utilize them, but if we meet the love of our life, after all of our lessons, and we're still running those old programs based on past relationships that are nothing like what's coming in, we can hold ourselves back from actually experiencing what it is we really wanted to manifest and called in, true love. And we can sabotage our own chance at it through our fear. So you're being asked today to start trusting that you can make magic with this person, to dispel any issues that you're having through a conversation. There is a talk that's needed. Nurture the growth between you. Work on the 4 pillars. Because for all my twin flames and soulmates, for the love that's meant to be, guess what card comes in as the conclusion? The divine match. Follow your destiny and the love that's meant to be. This is a soulmate or twin flame connection in the collective. They have come in to help you to heal your chaos. This is as much about allowing you to grow together and to experience a love that transcends all others. But in order for you to do that, you have to heal your own chaos. You have to let go of the past. You have to be ready to fully embrace their presence in your life. That means that you stop putting up walls. That means that you stop frustrating the process by healing your own wounds and trauma and allowing space. I'm not saying that you drop all your defenses and you just give them blind trust, blind faith, blind everything. That is not what I'm saying. I am not advising that today. You have to build, you have to nurture growth. But in order to start the process, you have to plant the seed, right? And then be prepared to water it together and watch your relationship grow and flourish. So this is what is being asked of you today, is to address the mess in whatever form that is, whether it's your own beautiful mess that you are, or the misunderstandings of a new relationship, or the rekindling of one that previously had some errors, right? You know that you care enough to want to try. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this reading with me, would you? So that is your love reading for this week, built upon the energies of the weekly energy read. I've loved having your company. I hope this love reading helps you in some way. Please lovingly take what resonates from it. Leave the rest. It will be for someone else. If you do like what you've seen here, leave me a thumbs up, some love. I will be back with a card for the collective tomorrow on Healing River. And I will be back for the weekly energy read next week over on Healing River Tarot. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will catch up with you soon. Bye.